Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I mostly share my love of fragrance and enjoying my collection. In this video, I'll be reviewing a couple of perfumes from Zara's new Orchid collection. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. Zara recently released a new Orchid-themed collection with 4 new fragrances. I picked up 2 of them, Vanilla Violet Orchid and Pansy Orchid. The 2 that I didn't pick up are Evening Maiden Orchid, which seems to be a citrus and floral scent, and Bluebird Orchid, with notes of Lily of the Valley, white flowers, and a solar accord. These perfumes come in standard Zara bottles, and unfortunately, they also raised the price on the perfumes in this style of packaging, as they used to be $25.90 and are now $29.90 in the US for 3.4 ounces. Zara didn't list the full fragrance notes for these perfumes, so I'll include their description of the scents and highlight the main notes that I'm able to pick up on. First up is Vanilla Violet Orchid, which comes in the bottle with the pinkish red cap, and this is described as a sweet floral eau de parfum. Warm and lingering, Vanilla Violet Orchid is known as the dancer of the night and of nature, with vanilla notes and a woody base. Discovered in the sunny forests of Florida, its beauty was transformed into a symbol of charm and grace. And this opens with a strong vanilla that feels warm and a little bit syrupy. There's also a good amount of the floral, which is soft and powdery. The vanilla begins to take on what I think is supposed to be a bakery-like note, and it comes across as sort of Play-Doh-like at first and was a bit off-putting. But then it softened and started to feel like maybe it had hints of cherry or heliotrope, which can sometimes give vanilla scents a Play-Doh-like quality. And here, it sort of smells like an almond cookie or biscotti. This bakery/Play-Doh quality started to fade after the first 40 minutes or so, and then the woodiness in the base adds a subtle warmth, but the vanilla continues to dominate all of the other notes. Once it's dried down, I really just get a warm, sweet, powdery vanilla that has a slightly sugary gourmand quality. To me, this is very much a vanilla fragrance versus a floral one. And this was still present after 7 hours, but it does turn into more of a skin scent after a few hours. I have a few comparisons, and first up is Van Cleef & Arpels Orchidée Vanille, which has a lot of notes including vanilla, vanilla orchid, tonka bean, bitter almond, violet, and white musk. And the vanilla in this is deeper and more syrupy. It also has a stronger floral presence, but still has the powdery feel from the violet. So while these scents both have that powdery vanilla and an almondy quality, I just find that Vanilla Violet Orchid's gourmand quality isn't as smooth as in Orchidée Vanille. Orchidée Vanille is more complex, and it just smells overall more beautiful to me with a nice refined floral, so I don't find these to be dupes. Next I have Nirvana Black from Elizabeth & James, and this only has 3 notes, which are violet, sandalwood, and vanilla. And this is a really warm, woody vanilla with a powdery violet. The vanilla is more fresh and doesn't lean gourmand, and the sandalwood is the more prominent note. This scent has been discontinued, but it can still be found on a lot of discount retail sites. So while these 2 share the powdery vanilla quality, I find that Nirvana Black is a lot more warm and woody, while Vanilla Violet Orchid focuses more on the gourmand vanilla. And then I have Violet from Marc Jacobs, and this has notes including violet, vanilla, musk, and patchouli, along with some fruits like kumquat. And while this scent has some fruitiness in the opening, it settles into a sweet, powdery vanilla. The violet is more prominent in this scent, which is overall more floral than Vanilla Violet Orchid. And Marc Jacobs Violet also has a fruity rather than gourmand quality. And sadly, Violet was a limited edition scent and it hasn't been re-promoted, and I'm not sure why because the scent and the packaging are so beautiful. And the other scent I picked up in the collection is Pansy Orchid, which comes in the bottle with the kind of periwinkle cap, and this is described as a divine floral eau de parfum with moss and red fruit notes. As an ode to femininity and happiness, the floral scent of this rare orchid is fascinating. Originating from the misty tropical jungle of Central America, it symbolizes female abundance. I was a little unsure about this one because I don't think I've ever tried a perfume with pansies or pansy orchid in it. In the bottle, it kind of smells like wildflowers. but this opens with a nice soft floral that has a hint of greenness to it. The floral seems to have a nice sweetness that feels fresh and powdery. There's also a vague fruitiness that doesn't smell like any specific fruit, but if I had to pick one, I'd say the closest is strawberry. The scent overall just feels very clean and fresh, but there isn't a lot of nuance to it. It seems to be kind of a straightforward, fresh, fruity floral scent with a soft, powdery quality. This one didn't last as long as Vanilla Violet Orchid. It was a skin scent after a couple hours and faded after about 4 to 5. I couldn't find any perfumes in my collection that have Pansy Orchid in them or a similar mix of notes, but I have a couple comparisons, and first up is Daisy by Marc Jacobs. I have the Black Edition bottle, but it's the same scent as the original Daisy, which has notes including strawberry, violet, white woods, musk, and vanilla. And this is that classic, fresh, fruity floral with a bit of a powdery feel and a little greenness from the violet leaf. When I thought of comps for Pansy Orchid, I felt like Daisy was all I could really think of, as they just have that same clean, fruity floral vibe, and they share the powdery and lightly green qualities. Daisy is a bit sweeter with the vanilla, but otherwise they feel pretty similar to me, but they're not exact dupes. Then I have Burberry Her, which includes notes of strawberry, violet, vanilla, woody notes, and oak moss. And this is a sweet, powdery, woody scent with strawberry and other fruits. In the opening, this is much more fruity and has a greenness from the oak moss as well as a warm woodiness. The longer I wore Pansy Orchid, the more it reminded me of Burberry Her. They share the sweet, powdery, violet floral as well as the green moss, but Her is fruitier and more woody, and Burberry Her is also a stronger scent overall. So they're not exactly the same, but they have a similar clean, fruity floral quality. Overall, I like the scents that I picked up from this collection, although I wish Zara was not raising prices on their perfumes or that they at least gave us some sort of warning about the price increases. I had mentioned in my last Zara review how they had raised the prices on the line of fragrances in the taller bottles. Realistically, $30 for a large bottle of perfume is still a pretty good deal, but Zara is a go-to for affordable fragrance for a lot of people, and I just hope the prices don't creep up further. I do enjoy woody vanilla perfumes, and Vanilla Violet Orchid is a bit of a different one, with the gourmand almondy quality and sweet powdery vanilla. I wish it had a bit less of that Play-Doh quality in the opening, but I do like how it turns into a more warm vanilla. I'm very curious if it has almond or heliotrope in it, as I am getting hints of those notes. Pansy Orchid is a soft, pretty, fruity floral that just feels very fresh and clean. I like the powdery quality, and I don't find it to be too green, and I think it will be an easy reach for spring and summer. I was tempted to also pick up Evening Maiden Orchid, and I'm still interested in trying it, but it sounds like it could be a run-of-the-mill citrus and white floral scent, and I think I have a lot of those in my collection already. So that's it for my review of the new Orchid perfumes from Zara. Let me know what you think of these fragrances and if you're going to give any of them a try. And let me know your thoughts on the Zara price increases. Thank you for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.